Welcome to more inside info on the week's big soaps. Phil Mitchell is quite happy that Ian continues to be catatonic, keeping Ben's secret quiet, but his anxiety levels peak when Ian begins to rouse. Shirley stirs up memories as she talks to Ian about Heather because she's doing a charity abseil for George, and suddenly his breathing becomes laboured. But she thinks it's because she mentioned Lucy, so Ben decides to take him to see her at the cafe. Big mistake as she shouts at her terrified father. Phil warns Ben not to rouse him. As long as his memory is blank, they're fine. Meanwhile, Shirley has a panic attack about her abseil, so Phil heads up to the roof with her. It's a tender moment and Shirley unexpectedly proposes. Ray arranges to meet someone. Could it be Kat? She gets on the phone to her mystery lover, while across the square Michael is also on the phone. Is it him? And Janine brings Scarlett home. But there's marital mayhem when she thinks Michael has deviously entered her in the beautiful baby contest. Next we're in Corrie. Tracy Barlow's not so much Hellcat, but the girl who cried wolf when she collapses in agony this week. Earlier, Emily shows her the door when she manages to ruin her beloved Ernest dancing shoes in the continued battle with Norris. Ken refuses to take his twisted daughter in, even when she vows she's ill. Later, Ken and Deirdre return to find her slumped on the floor. She has a kidney infection and is terrified she could lose her remaining kidney. But she recovers and is pleased, perhaps too pleased, when Steve visits her. Kirsty finally agrees to seek help for her anger issues, but bottles it at the doctor's reception. At home later, there's another row, but this time Kirsty winds up with a split lip. Tyrone's further enraged when Kirsty reveals that Deirdre thinks he is the aggressor, but he eventually cools down and returns home, only to find her gone. Tyrone is moved by the sympathy of his mates until he catches Tina and Tommy talking about them, and he takes his anger out on Ches. Can anyone get through to him? Michelle's thrilled when Steve arranges a gig for Ryan, but does he have an ulterior motive for taking it? And why does he steal his mum's money? You know why. Finally, we're in the Dales. Marlon tells Laurel he's going to stop Paddy and Rona taking Leo to New Zealand at any cost, and he resigns as best man. Paddy pleads with him to come to the wedding, but the stubborn chef digs in when a solicitor reveals he has rights to reasonable access to his son. After Paddy and Rona marry, he crushes them with the revelation that he has a court order to allow him access to his son. Is their New Zealand dream over? And is their friendship ruined? You bet it is. Jimmy and Carl are forced to accept Charity's bid for 20% of King's after she reveals she and Rishi secured the strikes contract. Then she begins to lay waste to the staff, first getting rid of Edna, then targeting the boys themselves. And Alex gives Moira another crack, despite his humiliation. This time, she doesn't put up a fight. She tells him it's a one-off, but is it? Is it really?